Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Why, thank you, Pam. Anyway, I'm with Ron. This heart is, has that heaviness. It's like, God, what are you doing with the life of Helen, and how much she has meant to this church. I hardly have been able to experience firsthand Helen's impact on the church. And I'm just kind of sad because of you guys being sad. So now turn it around. Now make me happy because you guys are happy for Helen and your own place to go for heaven. It's a little bit odd to me. Usually I'm not the one that brings this up, somebody else does, but how God has kind of put together stuff today with the songs, with the feelings and the wonder about what is to be for our lives. You guys, most of you know I've been talking about the church. And I'm, by the way, trying to operate PowerPoint up here from here, so if something looks weird, give me a little, what's this? And I'll try to find my place again. So, but I've been talking about church, and I believe it's such a lovely, beautiful, wonderful place. And God's given us this amazing story, this amazing word to share with the world, to bring it back to Him, and He gave that to us human beings. And over again, I've expressed that I thought that was kind of a bad idea. He might have done a better job with monkeys or something. But He has given these words about Him to people, to a group of people to share with the world. And He didn't make a secret society out of it. He didn't give us magic decoder rings or anything special like that. He made us a public group that is to bring this message to the world. The world watches us, and hopefully we impress them by how we deal with all kinds of different things, including the end of life. But church also can be frustrating. I don't know if you've ever been to a church anything and were frustrated. You've probably been to church picnics and they were frustrating. You've been to church committee meetings and those were frustrating. Maybe you went to Sunday school once as a child and that was frustrating because you didn't get the prize that you really wanted out of the box. But we've all experienced frustration in the church. And it makes it a little bit hard to look at the church and go, man, this is going to be great. We might look around here and go, the church isn't growing. Oh my goodness, so hard, so frustrating. God, why aren't you moving? There's a lot of things we can look at in the church and go, those things kind of bother us. I want the church to do well. I'm passionate to see the church throughout the world do well. But sometimes it just feels like it's not going very well. Now, this week I was listening to a pastor. He's from a church in California by the name of Mosaic. And I listen to this church's podcast often, but he brought up this idea. I'm not a big basketball player, but I do like playing basketball. And I know some of you have probably copied off several brackets, so you have a chance to win that $1 million or whatever by entering some kind of contest for March Madness or whatever. But he talked about his playing basketball. Apparently they have a group at their church that they play basketball with. And in order to make it fun for everybody has to bring a friend. So they want even teams. They don't want odd teams. He talked about not wanting to be that person that has to sit out while everybody else is playing. When you have 11 players to play a basketball game, somebody has to sit there and watch, at least for part of the game. And he's like, we don't want to have anybody sitting there watching the game. He talked about how he had experienced watching the game before. He would sit on the sidelines and watch the game, and if his team was winning, he'd be like, yes, this is great. This is spectacular that my team is winning. But when the team was losing, he'd be really frustrated. Because he is a basketball player, he wanted to be in there to help the team. I get that kind of thinking. If something's not going right, you want to put your 2 cents in wherever it is. Even if it's basketball, you want to get in there and make a difference. And he was talking about how he wanted to make a difference when his team wasn't doing well, but when it was doing good, he was content to sit on the sidelines. For the church, it seems like there's a lot of people that when a church is doing well, they can sit on the sidelines and be very happy to nod their heads in the Sunday school class when there's a good Sunday school teacher. Oh yes, this is good. There are many people who, if there is good singing, worship in the morning, they will nod their heads and go, oh, this is good. I'm so glad I'm here. Or when somebody wonderful spends all night waiting in line to get donuts, everybody in the church is like, good, good, thank you, Annetta, for bringing donuts. Everybody's like, yes, we love donuts, and it's good. So, people like it in the church when things are going well. But it seems to me there's a lot of people in the church when it's not going well tend to go, you know what? I'm sitting on the sidelines here, and I'm going to pick a different team. I'm not just going to want to get into the game. I'm going to go, in this game, I want out. I want to go somewhere else where I can, again, sit on the sideline and kind of enjoy just sitting there. Being part of it, but not being engaged in the game. People like winning teams, right? I mean, Pan, come on. Big Colts fan. Do you love it when the Colts lose? No. Okay. You want to be the winner. When you are spinning that dial in the game of life, you want to get the correct number so that you can get married, have 17 children, and get the money for all of them, right? Or, land on that square where, it's the you win square. Okay, they really don't have one of those, but we long to be on a winning team, and sometimes we forget that being part of the church has to do with being on a winning team. If I would have just gone to you, hey guys, you feel like you're on a winning team, you guys might have said, Joe, when it comes to Bible trivia, we could probably best another church. That's right. If you put us together on a Bible trivia team, we could do a pretty good job. But what about the reality? How do we really win? I know they have such a thing as Bible trivia tournaments, but I don't think that's what God meant. I don't think God was sitting up in heaven going, gee, I'm going to design this thing called the church so they could have Bible trivia tournaments. Won't that be great? That isn't where the victory is at. But God has said that, church, you are going to win. Yeah, when was the last time you came to church and you were like, whoa, the church is winning. This is amazing. I can't believe how much the church is doing. How wonderful it is. When was the last time you felt that way? Was it perhaps the last time you went to a very nice cantata? Maybe the last time you went to a wonderful Easter play. You were like, oh, the church is victorious. Maybe it was the last time you went to a Gaither homecoming concert. You were like, yes, this is the church. It's doing well. Or maybe it was the last time the church was filled to capacity. when people were sitting in the rafters, what has it been about the church in the past that led you to believe that it was a winner? Yet you struggle maybe to get that same sense today. Well, I hope today I can challenge that notion of what you think it takes for a church to be a winner. I hope today that I can challenge your notion, maybe even some feelings you have. Oh, I'm part of a church and I'm not going to win. I'm not victorious. It's hard. I have to come there and eat donuts and get extra calories. It's so difficult. I hope that today you find the church to be strong and victorious, and that you are part of that, not just sitting on the sidelines, but engaged. Now, I love victory as much as the next guy. I like to win. Did we get a new slide up there? Yeah, all right. See, I like to win. But I've always found that in every contest, there's a winner and a loser. Have you ever noticed that? Why is that? In contests and games and sports, there's a winner and a loser. Although, 5th and 4th grade YMCA basketball, that's like, everybody gets a trophy because you're all great. I don't know what that's about. But in any real contest, there is a winner and a loser. Now, one of the most important things about winning, because I like to win, in any game is this important thing about reading this part in the rule book. It comes toward the end. I don't know why they put it at the end. It's always the thing I want to know first. Because at the beginning, what they tell you is, this game comes with 4 dice, 17 cards, and a blue game board. Well, I don't know why that's always at the beginning. I always think the most important part comes at the end, and that is this little thing that says, how you win. I always want that to be first. That seems like the most important thing to me. In any game, how am I going to win the game? You guys might not care. Hey, I'm just here to drink my coffee and eat my crackers and, maybe get my little people somewhere down the line. But I want to win a game. When I'm in a game, I want to win. And I know Carol likes to win games. So, when I'm in the game, reading a rule book, I don't understand why they put, this is how you win, all the way at the back. Why isn't that the first thing they tell you? In order to win this game, you need to cross the finish line first. You need to hold 7 cards that all have the same picture. You need to match all the cards together or something. Why isn't that always the first thing? But it is so important to get to that part. That part that says, this is how you win.